Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the podcast. This is my YouTube podcast for anybody who's new to this. Subscribe, hit that bell, like, subscribe, like, bell. Okay. Anyway, I like, what we're talking about today. I really do. And a huge topic of what we're talking about is the Ace family. So let's get right into it. The Ace family is a gargantuan YouTube channel with like 20 million subscribers, I think. It's pretty much like the Full House of YouTube. It's like just absolutely ridiculous. It's a guy with his wife and his two kids. And they've been married. I don't even think they're married. They've been together for like 3 years. They have two kids that are under the age of 5. I know one is just a newborn baby at this point. I think it's not even a year old, or she's not even a year old. And they just made it on YouTube so fast. I don't understand how these YouTubers make it so big. This is what's really shocking me, honestly, because you have people like Good Mythical Morning. You have people like Jenna Marbles. You have people like Philip DeFranco. They've made it on YouTube in the last like 12 years. And then you have people like Emma Chamberlain, the Ace family, James Charles. They're making it on YouTube in like 2 years. It's absolutely ridiculous. They're really running stuff on YouTube at this point, and they haven't even been on YouTube for that long, which is crazy. It gives me a little bit of hope, but I'm not as funny as them. Okay. So, pretty much what happened is the Ace family is catching a lot of flack for their new house tour. All right, the Ace family is notorious for flexing. They flex a lot in their videos. They have so much money, and they like to tell everybody that they do have a lot of money. And they like to say that because I guess it makes them feel better. I don't know. They have a lot of money, and they show their prized possessions as a way of proving to themselves and their viewers that they have succeeded in life. And if that's your way of happiness, that's fine. If you are happy that way, that's okay. But it starts to get a little annoying after you, A, are ungrateful, and B, start to harm other people. And we'll get to that. The whole harming other people thing. So pretty much the Ace family got 2 homes, and they combined them together. All right, it's like an $11 million home. Absolutely absurd, okay? The whole situation is absurd. These YouTubers have like a $20 million net worth, I think, and they make a lot of money, and they hang out with a lot of famous people, all right? So they decided to get themselves a nice home in the Hollywood Hills. One home wasn't big enough for this family of 4 with 2 little children who are like 4 years old and 1 year old. That's not enough for them. They need 2 homes. So what they did was they combined 2 multi-million-dollar homes to make it I think it's like a $11 to $15 million home in total. And they gave a huge tour on it. It was about 2 hours, and there's like 40 ads. And I have to say the house looks very boring. Before we get into the details and everything that everyone's complaining about, no offense, but the house looks very, very boring. I understand that the house tour should be done because your fans are waiting on the house tour. I get that, but it doesn't really look like that special of a house. I mean, the designs are not really even there. It's just, everything is just white marble, white cabinets, white floors, white walls, and there's like very little to no effort being put in designing the house. That being said, this house is huge, and you're going to have a lot of difficulties designing such a large home, which is why you don't get a large home. What on earth are you doing? You are 2 people, and I remember they said that they have a lot of parties. They have large parties. Okay. I grew up in a fairly normal sized home, not a huge mansion, but also not a tiny home, just a regular sized home. We also had a lot of family parties. You can have family parties in a normal house, guys. You don't need a $15 million home to have family parties. It's okay. All right. Dude, why'd you combine both of your houses? We have a lot of family parties, so yeah, I have to combine my homes. Do you understand this? I have to combine this $5 million home with another $5 million home because my aunts and uncles, they come over to eat some hot dogs and some ribs. So valid reason, dude. No, not at all, actually. The reasoning to do this is so stupid on a logic standpoint and also on a financial standpoint. Why would you buy a home with YouTube money? Now, I understand that YouTube money is big nowadays. I understand that you can make millions and millions of dollars with YouTube money. But you have to understand that the downfall of YouTube money is that it's not stagnant. So you're not getting paid $1 million a year guaranteed. If you're the CEO of a company, you're guaranteed this much money a year because you're getting salaried pay. But with YouTube, you don't know how much you're going to get paid one year as opposed to the other. So what you're doing at this point is you're spending money that you don't know you're going to get back. And the bigger the house you buy, you may not be able to sell that again because it's such a large house. You see, with a house is an investment. So if you buy a $300,000 home and you sell it in 10 years, the value increases, and now you're selling the home for $700,000 and you just bagged $400K. You just profited $400,000. Now, I get that. I understand that's a good method. Not when it's a $15 million home, because the odds of you selling a $15 million home like that are very slim. So you screwed yourself, especially with money that isn't stagnant. Save your YouTube money because it may not last forever. You really think in 40 years the Ace family is going to be a huge success? I mean, you guys are 25 years old. You think when you're 75 you're still going to be doing this? Save the money. It's not a stagnant wage. Why are you spending this much money on a salary you may not make, on money that isn't salaried? Save all this money so that way if your career plummets in 2 years, you didn't spend that much money and you have that to last your whole life. You just spent all your money on this house. You have 2 kids. Financially, this is a horrible decision, but we're just getting to the tip of the iceberg here. I gotta stretch for this one. Minimalists. Apparently, Austin and Catherine are minimalists. People are going ballistic because of this. They complain so much. They complain because their landscaping isn't done. They complain because some furniture isn't in yet. They complain because Austin said that he can't believe he has to walk from the gym room to the bedroom, down a flight of stairs. It's very hard for them. And they called themselves minimalists. Austin in the tour called himself a minimalist, and apparently that is what really triggered a bunch of people, just set them off. And I understand that it's insulting to people that don't really have money. You have to understand, dude. Nobody believes you when you say you're a minimalist, but you. And you have to live like one in order for you to prove that you are one. And when you don't live like one, it's a lie. It's a lie. And people know that. Everybody realizes that you're lying to them. And that, it's just not cool. Like, you're insulting people's intelligence when you say things like that. When you say, oh, yeah, I'm a minimalist, that's insulting to everybody. It really is. I mean, you think that I'm going to sit here and believe that you're a minimalist, dude? You just combine 2 $5 million mansions, and then you sit on your. And what's so funny is that they're giving a tour of their $11 million mansion, wearing like a bunch of like Gucci and stuff like that, sitting on like a $10,000 couch, and then he says, "We're minimalists." It's just such a slap in the face. It's hilarious to me. It's so funny. I don't know if these guys are this out of touch with reality. I don't know. I mean, usually before you make it somewhere, you're like dead broke. And I don't really know the Ace family. I don't know if they were dead broke, but have you always lived like this? Have you always lived like a king with $11 million mansions just floating around your existence? Because how can you be this far from the reality? How? What has taken you so out of touch with normal human behavior that this is how you're acting? What, money? I'm so confused how you think sitting there calling yourself a minimalist proves to everybody that you're a minimalist. YouTubers nowadays, what happens is, it used to be that you were dead broke. And then you get rich, you get famous, and then you came from nothing, and now you're something, and blah, blah, blah. You know the story. But what happens is when you're a YouTuber, you don't have to risk anything. You do things from the comfort of your own home. So you could be a rich kid and take videos from your house and then get rich off of YouTube and then go live a lavish lifestyle. When you started out with a already lavish lifestyle. So what happens is you don't really seek or you don't really experience the struggle that the older generation used to get when they wanted to get famous. When the older generation wanted to get famous, what they'd do was they'd start out very poor, they'd move somewhere, and then they'd work their way up to become very rich. But with YouTube, the risk is less of you going dirt poor. That's an advantage. Yes, very true. I'm sitting in the comfort of my own home, making money, and also doing YouTube. So if this takes off, I don't have to risk the aspect of, oh, I almost went homeless. Oh, I almost went broke. I don't have to risk that. But with that being said, there's no way on earth you are actually this far out of touch with reality that you had to call yourself a minimalist. That is setting everybody off. Everybody. Last but not least, the craziest thing of all is the neighbor is all. This was the craziest thing. Austin McBroom has a jet ski in the pool. Why do you have a jet ski in the pool? I don't know. He has a literal jet ski in the pool. Jet ski, pool. What on earth are you doing? So what happens is, when he jet ski, the pool is designed very rich-esque, I guess, rich-like. You know, normal pools, they're just in the backyard. Okay. But this pool is very Hollywood, very nice. It's on the ledge of their lawn, and it looks like the water is falling off the ledge, and you could fall off the ledge at any time. Very, very rich-like. You know, it's a nice pool, very modern-built pool that he happens to ride a jet ski in. I don't understand that. He's riding the jet ski, and all of that is causing a mudslide onto the neighbor's garden. And all of his grapes are just ruined. His whole garden is ruined. And you could see the video of the mudslide falling onto the grape tree, and the uncle is yelling out "stop" in his video, and that video is actually heard in their house tour video. That stop, that scream where he's saying "stop" is heard in their video as well. It's so absurd. It gave me chills. I don't know why, but you can literally hear their neighbor saying "stop" in their house tour video. If you look at their house tour video and you look at that jet ski part, you could hear him saying "stop." That's because they're ruining his garden right then and there while he was doing the jet ski. While they were doing the house tour, he was ruining their garden. How crazy is that? That's so crazy to me. I couldn't believe that. And that is just crazy. I don't know. But anyway, these are the major factors of the Ace family that people are having a huge major problem with. They're profiting off of their children. They're flexing heavily on viewers that don't really care too much about it, who are very childish young children who don't know any better. And last but not least, they complain and act humble for things that we all know they're rich with. We all know you have money. When you sit there and you act like you don't, and you sit there and you act humble as if nobody knows this, no, nobody's going to believe you anymore. Because what you're saying right now, everyone knows is not true. The Ace family has just, they're digging their own grave at this point. and I hope they can get out of it. Apparently, Austin is deleting all the comments on the YouTube channel that's criticizing their humbleness and their minimalism, and the fact that he ruined the neighbor's grape tree. They're all ignoring that. The Ace family is not responding to any of those comments and deleting all of them. It's okay. That's fine. It's a natural reaction to defend yourself. The first thing that we do as humans is we go into to defend ourselves. The only thing I don't want them to do, which is probably going to happen, is profit off of this by making a fake apology video. So, but anyway, guys, tell me what you think. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and share this with your family and friends. The Ace family, please change the behavior, or else you're going to dig your own grave. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time, and have a good one. Peace out.